Listen, have you ever wanted to make it on YouTube? And have you also ever enjoyed snow sports? If the answer to those questions is yes, then this week's game is for you. We're going to be playing Shredders from Tim Brothers. Maybe that's how you say it. If not, no disrespect intended, and published by Foam Punch. Welcome back to the channel. I am Colin. As always, your Game Pass guru. Things are a little different. We've had some changes here to the setup because I'm a dude with a computer, a webcam, and a microphone making videos on YouTube. So obviously, I'm never going to be satisfied with the way things look. Tell me what you think below. I like it, but I also haven't seen it on YouTube until, well, I'm probably watching right now, so I wonder what I think. Needs more RGB. This week we're going to be playing the classic stylings of the X Games inspired video games of our past. Clearly drawing inspiration from games like 1080 and maybe a little less extreme, the SSX series, but also the slight amount of story that we got from some of those middle versions of the Tony Hawk series. The premise is easy. You are a voiceless member of a snowboarding team with a fledgling YouTube channel, and you're given the opportunity to disrupt the goings-on the mountain which you spend your free time on because a snowboarding company decides that scrappy little you deserves a shot. Along the way of trying to garner a following and gain subscribers, you'll meet other content creators and snowboarders who will teach you the game. What's really fun for me about this game, aside from the fact that I loved all of the earlier mentioned inspirations for it, is the fact that this is a game that gives you every mechanic right out of the gate. And the longer you play, the more you realize you haven't been using any of it. There's an awful lot of depth here with a pretty shallow surface on it. This is hard to explain, so let's just get into the video. This, all in all, is a simple game, and it's easy enough to pick up and learn. Do not play this game on mouse and keyboard if you're playing on PC. This will absolutely require a controller in order to do anything more than simply ride the mountain. Now that we've got that disclaimer out of the way, let's enjoy. This is an impressive game coming from such a small dev team. Knowing that it was all done with the restrictions that requires is really something to appreciate. There are some aspects of the game which are a small oversight or just kind of silliness. For example, when you complete a story mission which has been given to you, there's a free roam time, but a majority of the time it's simply a loading screen before 20 feet of snow, and then you are automatically in the next loading screen because you got dropped right into the place where you're going to trigger your next mission. However, on the occasions that there is time to roam a little, it's super enjoyable. Borrowing the mechanics from the Trials games, you can either flash back to right before having failed a trick, or jump, or reset yourself in the top of the run that you loaded into. Either of these choices happen immediately and bring a huge amount of satisfaction to the experience. I definitely had to edit through a ridiculous amount of footage of me chasing a specific trick required for an achievement because I was having such a good time in that pursuit that I'd forgotten I was recording and I was just enjoying playing. The game is surprisingly involved, as the controls will require you to have multiple inputs at the same time in order to pull off the more complex tricks. There's a weird line in this game. I'm not sure if it wants to be an amped snowboarding homage, since a lot of the tricks are super arcade style, but on the other hand, you have to be mindful of what type of jump you're going off of and what kind of snow you will be landing in. So it's a little bit old school arcade and a little bit simulator, and this line can be intensely challenging to toe. Look, I don't know much about snowboarding. I grew up in Texas. I skated in high school and I went on a mountain one time. I've grown up watching all of the X Games and the domination of Shaun White, but I didn't know any of the tricks I was going for off the rip. This game didn't hold that fact against me, and while I know for a fact I am beyond rookie, I felt like I was always improving on my skills in this game, and the low-key but pleasant music made me not realize I had spent far and I do mean far too long, in the free roam sections, just vibing, trying to get a new trick nailed down or add another rotation. I don't think I'm going to try to talk anyone into playing this game. I know I say it all the time, but if you're interested based on what you're seeing here, then I promise this game is a blast. For those who have to buy the game at a $30 price point, I don't know what kind of value you would get. I really enjoyed this game, and I can definitely see it being someone's comfort game that they just kind of want to unwind with when they feel like there's nothing else to get into. And if you're watching this video when it comes out, this is the antidote for the Elden Ring frustration that you're going through right now. It's kind of the antithesis of a From Software game. For me, I'm glad I played it for sure, but I don't think I'll be returning to the mountain unless there's some new DLC. It's a short game in its core, but you'll get most of your value out of the fact that the achievements are plentiful and really fun to chase down. Plus, you probably haven't unlocked all of the cosmetics yet, so get back to your snowy dress-up game. There we go. We did it. Another video down. First one here with this setup. Hopefully it was as good as I think it was. Thanks for joining me on another episode of the Game Pass Guru and allowing me to help Sherpa you up the mountain of Game Pass. If you made it to this point in the video, why not consider subscribing? I'm having a great time making them, and I hope you're enjoying watching them, and I hope you're getting some kind of value. At least I'm the one wasting my time and saving you from doing it, right? We'll see you in the next video, which is right around the corner. Thanks so much. See ya!